fortunate to have Humane Officer Ron Hollister here today. He is going to walk us through step by step the different elements in the anti-tethering section of House Bill 1238.
The tether has to be 3 times the dog's body length, measuring from the tip of his nose to the base of his tail, or 10 feet, whichever's longer. The tether has to be secured. No prong collars, no choke collars, logging chains. It has to be on a swivel. This is a spike that gets driven into the ground, and a coated cable, which is best in my opinion because it doesn't tangle as easily as linked chains. I've seen them get all balled up and the dog can't reach its shelter or its food or water. The dog cannot be outside in heat above 90 degrees or below 32 for more than a half an hour.
There was a gray area. The law was silent, and I can tell you, just last Christmas, I got a Facebook message from someone who said, look, there's a dog in Norristown, which is not in my district, although in my county, and it's been outside all day on a very short chain. The temperature was well below freezing, and it was going to go even lower that night, and the person contacting me was concerned, and frankly I contacted Kristen and said, hey, can we get some help for the dog out in Norristown? But you know, as you can see, you know, there were challenges because the law was silent. So you know, now you know, folks like humane police officers will have the ability to go out and enforce these provisions to say, hey, look, you know, the temperature's below 32 degrees, the dog's been outside for more than 30 minutes, you know, things along those lines. And to give you an idea of the penalties, it'll be a summary offense for those basic violations, like other neglect charges would be. But if bodily injury results, now all of a sudden you're in the misdemeanor range. And so when folks start talking about misdemeanor penalties, that's when you really start to get people's attention, and that involves a whole different level of law enforcement and everything else like that. But the idea is by establishing these parameters, giving some guidance for folks where otherwise they didn't have any guidance, and establishing some penalties that ultimately could have some teeth and some lasting effects, we hope to deter the habit altogether, or at least provide some safe means for folks to tether their dog if they choose to do so.